Magic fan. Thanks for hanging out. This is the Orlando Magic Nation, your one stop shop for all things Orlando Magic news for Orlando Magic fans by an Orlando Magic fan. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about bringing back Moe. Moe Wagner, if you hadn't heard yet, has signed a 1 year, $5 million contract to stay with the Orlando Magic for this upcoming season. We're going to talk about that contract and also the ramifications of the Jase and Noel rookie contracts and how it's going to affect the team moving forward, as well as our ability to be able to sign anyone else because we're one roster short, one roster spot short at this point, and we want to see if we're going to be bringing back Caleb or looking at any other veteran minimums at this point. But let's start off with Moe. Per Sham's reporting on Twitter, free agent Moe Wagner has signed a 1 year, $5 million deal, like I said, to return to the Magic. Obviously, this is a huge get. This is something that it seemed everybody was really chill about this whole time. Obviously, not the Magic fans, but those that were reporting, everyone else seemed to just say, "Oh yeah, Mo's going to end up back at the Magic." And I don't know, it started to get a little worrying at this point. We're day 4, day 5 into free agency, and he hadn't signed. Um, I don't know. Like obviously, this is a team friendly deal, in my opinion. He was playing for $11 million last season. Obviously, he's going to be out a few months still. Likely return, I think, around Christmas time. Obviously, we never know. If you saw a couple videos ago, I talked about how he's healed up pretty good at this point, from what the doctors have said. So really, he just needs to start focusing on basketball and starting to trust his body again. So that's good news. It's what, July 4th. Oh, happy Independence Day, 4th of July to all the Americans out there. Um, so at this point, like that's the main hurdle for him. It's just to mentally get back into the swing of things. With it being July, season starts in October, so he still has several months ahead of him. Hopefully, he can be back by December. So I guess that's why we ended up getting such a pretty good deal on it. If you We'll talk about the cap later on. So everyone says, "Oh, we'll just pay him next season. We'll just pay him next season." Like we're pretty tight already on the first aprons, especially once you factor in Paulo's extension that he should sign this summer. So we'll see on that. But ultimately, in the end, we're happy to have Mo back. Again, like I've said many times, if you've watched the last few episodes, this free agency period so far, the big thing for me is that he just brings instant offense. That's what he is for us. That's what we need from him. Again, I say us as if I'm part of the team. That's what the Magic need from him. They need just scoring. They need his intensity. They need his hustle. They need his sacrifice. They need all the stuff that he brings to the table. Hopefully, he's able to shoot the way he did last season, and he's able to stay around 36%. That's really going to open things up, especially if he's not going to be driving as much because he's worried a bit about his knees. So we'll see. We'll see how all that plays. But we got him back in the building, so that's the big positive of the day, and it's a friendly deal, partially because that's as much as we really could offer him. We couldn't really go too much more due to the signings of the rookies. So we'll start off with Jace's contract. Um, Here's the info. Well, again, this is from Jason Beatty from the Orlando Sentinel. This is his tweet about it, just saying that he's been signed, the 25th overall pick. We know all of this stuff. This is more just, yay, all the things that he's accomplished so far. Um, he's done. He's going to be at the summer league, so I'm going to be doing episodes likely from Vegas about the summer league. Hopefully, I get to watch a Magic game while I'm there. So that's going to be something that I'm going to be looking forward to. If we look at his deal, he's going to be playing for $2.983 million this year. Obviously, his contract is gonna go up per year, but for this year with 2.9, I think a lot of people assumed it was $3 million. So in the end, it's about 17,000 short of that, but 2.9 million. So that ate into the amount that we could give uh, Mo. And then on in addition to Jase signing, then we also were able to sign Noah today as well. So it's been a signing day. It's almost like when they go from high school to college. So this is all the accolades again from Jason Beatty on Twitter. Just all the other things that he's accomplished on here. So this is the official announcement. Um, with Noah, because he's a second round pick, he doesn't. There's no slot basically like what Jase was able to slot into basically. So for him, it was more of a for Noah, it was a bit more of a negotiation. So that's or at least it started off as a negotiation. Ultimately, we ended up using our second round pick exemption, is basically what it is, and that basically just gives you uh, kind of like a set amount of years per service or years of service is how much they make per season. So it's a bit complicated. Um, yeah, like I don't know how often or how much you guys want to hear about the words of all the things or the have it listed on here, but ultimately, just all you need to know really is that Noah's going to be playing for $1.2 million this year, $1.272 million this year. So now we have Noah on board as well. So at this point, we have most of the team set up. As I mentioned, I believe that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 contracts that we currently have, or full-time contracts that we have, and that doesn't include Eton Thompson, who's our two-way right now. So we have 14 spots or 14 roster spots filled at this point, so we can go to 15. So now the thought is what are we going to do now? Are we going to try to squeeze in a veteran minimum? Are we going to try to bring Caleb back? What are we going to be doing with that last roster spot? The issue with that for me, if we look at our cap, so again, this is what's off of spot track. um they do a great job with putting all this information in, making it really easy for you to know. So I'll include that in the description of the video so that you can check the magic cap if that's something that you really care about. But just to give you an overview, uh, right here we have the max cap. We're way over the cap, so that's why we couldn't just sign whoever we wanted. We needed to start using our exemptions. So that is what we did to add Tyus onto the team. We're going to be likely a tax team, obviously, unless we do some wheeling and dealing by the end of the season. We're going to be a tax team for the first time since I think the 2010-2011 season. So it's time to win. So they're going to pay for a winner. So I think that's something that we should all be proud of. Um, do, but when we okay, so because we used more than $5.7 million of our mid-level exemption, we were hard capped at the first apron. So in the past, the NBA didn't really have a hard cap at all. Didn't really have anything like that. It was more just punitive dollar issues. But with this new CBA that now we all need to really wrap our heads around, because it's going to be something that we're going to be dealing with at least for this next several years until they renegotiate, until they change anything about it. But there's this thing called the aprons. So we're because of that going over $5.7 million to sign Tyus. Remember, he signed a 1 year, $7 million contract. We are hard locked at the maximum amount that we can do is to be at the first apron. So the first apron ends. The max of it is 1.9. Excuse me, $195.9 million. Right now we have allocations. Is this what it's called? Allocations is just what this is what the term is on the spot track, is about 194.7 million, let's say, give or take. The numbers have fluctuated a little bit just because originally they had Jace's contract in for 3 million instead of 2.983 million and all that other stuff. So there's a lot of machinations on here, but as you can see, we have only about 1% $4.2 million that we can spend. So if you look at years of service and the veteran minimums that we would be able to use, unless there's an exception, I don't remember what it is, but even then, the exemptions at this point, everything is supposed to be hard capped. Hard cap, that's what it says, maxed out at the first apron. So mm, unless I'm missing something, we really can't do anything else. So right now we're at 14 guys. So unless we trade someone, unless we do some other finagling at this point, this is the roster that we're going to be moving forward with until the trade deadline. And if the Magic start off slow, it's likely that we would do some changes because again, at this point, it's winning time. So that's what they want to be doing. We want to be winning at this point, and this is what it is. So at this point, I don't really know if we're going to be able to bring Caleb back unless there's some flexibility that we're able to open up. We're open up. So, just real quick, if you look at next year's salary cap, that where it says active payroll on the second line, that does not include Paulo's extension. So let's just say we're going to be a real expensive team. We're likely going to be way past the first apron again, unless we start letting go of some of the guys we currently have signed. That's likely going to start seeing some of our bigs, either Jonathan or Wendell, will likely end up being moved to free up some money if we wanted to even try to use our $5.7 million taxpayer mid level next year. So yeah, we're going to likely be a second apron team next year. So hopefully we make a deep run in the playoffs this year, get a lot of experience because really at this point there's unless we start getting rid of some of our longtime players, it's going to be this is the team that we're going to have moving forward for at least the next couple of years. So I think we're excited about that. This is what we want. This is a I feel we are a really good team, and especially with internal growth and now with the addition to the coaching staff of the player development coach from the Mavericks, God Shamgod. We are definitely in the trajectory to be the Final Four team, if not being in the NBA Finals. Which jokingly, John Hollinger on the Zach Lowe show a couple days ago said a Houston versus Orlando, a rock fight of an NBA Finals. That'd be great. I don't mind. Let's have the rock fight. Let's do it. So yeah. So ultimately, I think in the to recap real quick, yay for Moe, great for Jase, great for Noah. We're definitely set up in a really good way with some cost controlled rookies that'll be able to step into bigger roles. Hopefully, they get some run this year. I don't know how much Jase is gonna be able to play, just because if you look at our rotations, we have a good amount of guards. We have enough guards really to be able to move forward or to be able to do what we're trying to do. But Noah should be able to get some spaces, some playing time, especially if we're going to be moving Jonathan this summer, or if at the trade deadline we move either Jonathan or Wendell or anything like that, because it doesn't seem that Jonathan was going to be playing the backup center anymore. So it's definitely our rotations are going to be a bit in flux. So hopefully there's a lot of experimenting at the beginning of the season or in the off season or at the preseason, just because we really need to figure out and hammer out roles. Because I think that was the thing that was hurting the team last year, the lack of understanding of the roles. Okay, like Caleb will play a few games and then not play at all. Tristan will play a few games, then not play at all. So I think we really need to define the roles, and hopefully with our flexibility of our different type of players, we should be able to define roles and at least having the flexibility to be able to have different rotations. So that's all that is. So again, I really appreciate you hanging out. Thank you for clicking on the video. Hopefully you stay to the end. Drop all the information that you want to let me know down down at the bottom with any comments, any videos you want to see, want me to break down the salary cap, I can do that. Whatever you'd like, please just let me know. If there's something some constructive criticism, since this is still new to me, just let me know. Drop it down at the bottom. I really appreciate you spending some time. I'm getting more comfortable, as hopefully if you've watched the first video a few days ago, getting more comfortable on camera. So again, I want this to be a free flowing thing for you guys. So again, if you reach out, maybe we have you on camera and we can have a chat. I'd like to eventually not just be the only person talking. I want to be able to have a chat and be able to make more of a discussion, and to make this channel something that you could be proud of and you could also be a part of. So thanks a lot. Really appreciate you watching, and have a great rest of your 4th of July.